I'm Alana Simons.
And I'm Ian Blumenstein.
We agreed to be a team and to support each other, and it's just that feeling of safety of having a team that you're in and that you're supporting makes me feel sort of more able to take risks in other areas of my life, like career and creativity, and I feel like I'm working from a base I can rely on.
For me, it really is about commitment, because I think in any relationship there's always certain insecurities, and does she really like me as much as I think she does, or but I think the fact that we're committing to each other and telling each other that we hope to spend the rest of our lives together, that's significant to us. We dig through the trash at CVS and Starbucks.
They throw out a lot of good stuff, but I've already deconstructed about, we had, last night they threw out about 20 of these containers with the crackers and the cheese, and each container had about 10 of those in there, but I was able to gather the vegetables, about 20 of these, put it in here, and then the cheese would be here from those containers, and the crackers would be here. They come with crackers. And then in the freezer, they throw out a lot of these sandwiches. So we have about 80 of them in here now, if anybody wants a sandwich. We're a little hoardish. See, we at CVS at night, most times when we get home from an evening out, we say, "You ready for CVS?" "Yes, I'm ready for CVS." And we go to CVS, and we go up and down the aisles looking for open candy bags. And if there's an open candy bag, we'll stick our hands in and take some chocolate. And it'll either be a victory at CVS or not a victory night at CVS.
You'd be amazed how often there's an open candy bag at CVS.
Yeah.
We never open it because we think that would be wrong. But we figure once it's open, it's not like they can sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And with this stuff, which they just throw away, apparently they have a policy with even the employees are not allowed to take it home.
When Ian came from more conservative, and I came from perhaps a more sort of out there artsy lifestyle. And the meeting that we're doing so I was a little bit, if you're typecasting us, a little bit more of a loner artist, and Ian was in the world traveling and businessing and with people. And he's brought me out of my shell a little bit, but I've become more of a consumer and less of the lonely artist. And Ian has become, I think his artist soul has sort of been kindled. But the tension that we're going to continue to work through is that sometimes I remember my roots and feel a tug, and I don't know how you would describe the tug on your end. You probably have to deal with my moodiness. And so I think that part of the coming year is going to be just continually finding both our middle ground where we're doing stuff together and holding on to the parts of us that are still very different.
We're both confident people. She's sure of herself, I'm sure of myself. It does lead to conflict. Neither of us wants to admit that we're wrong. But I can't, yeah, we've had fights, but we've never had real fights. And we identify when we have a conflict, maybe there's some bad feeling, and maybe at that instant it's difficult to have a conversation and resolve it. Sometimes we're able to do that. But in every case in the 3 years we've been together, there hasn't been a single instance where we haven't, within a reasonable period of time, been able to sit down and say, okay, let's talk through what just happened, or let's talk through how we're feeling. Her worst traits, she's a slob. You've heard already that I'm OCD, right? I'm incredibly neat, and she's a slob. But that's another area where I feel that I've grown, because I've learned that it's okay if things are a little bit messy, and we sort of meet halfway. She's a lot moodier than I am, and her moods often lead to feelings of insecurity on my part. There are lots of reasons why marriages fail. There are lots of reasons why half of all marriages end in divorce. I mean, and we don't think that that we're so special that can't happen to us. We know that it can, and we hope that it won't. We're going into this with the hope and expectation that we'll spend the rest of our lives together.
Ian's got a lot of really wonderful traits. He is faithful, reliable, and he's so he's a lawyer, and what makes him a really, really good lawyer is he's able to hear news and not take it personally. He's able to look at a situation. What sort of gets to me sometimes is like, oh, he's so factual. He's not an artist, an emotional artist. But the positive of that is that he can really look at a situation without feeling attacked. This is not a worse trait about Ian, but it's probably the most difficult trait of his for our union, is he doesn't have an artist's soul. So he has the soul of a social man, a family man, a friend. He doesn't have the non-tangential, unconscious fire artist's soul.